Hey, it's Green Rumor. Latest project, installing a standby generator for my mom. And you can see we've got it sitting in place. And I've got my plumbing done. This is a propane, not natural gas, but very similar piping style. And I've got a shut off right here for tapping to test for water columns. That's a manometer tap, and everything that's touching the ground is taped pipe wrap, black iron pipe, and you can see it runs along and then has a riser here that goes under the deck, and then an upper shut off with the union, and there's the it's a total of 50 feet of pipe at 3/4 inch, and no regulator at this end. This is a style that has a twin stage regulator just at the tank itself. But this is a run, half-inch run up top here. A couple of sediment traps, one for the range, because they use propane in their range. So we're going to go ahead and let that go to the range. And then the sediment trap for the standby generator. And I'll show you the tank. It's all the way at the other side of the garage, where we have 3/4 inch pipe all the way to our SME approved or ASME approved tank. Got an airplane going overhead, but got one union there. We're using unistrut on the wall and 1.25 inch galvanized strap to bind the tank to the wall in case of an earthquake or what have you. It's redundant to have a shut off at this end. There's a shut off on the tank, but under the lid of the tank is the twin stage regulator and the POL connection and the shut off, and it's full and ready to rock. So the stove's been tested, but I'm not finished wiring the generator yet, so, and we're going to have that inspected by the city, and then we'll fire it up. But that's it. That's how it's set up. Now to get that tight, the strap tight, I just used a typical unistrut connection here and a piece of chain, and then just about a 4-inch or 3.5 inch bolt, galvanized bolt there, nut and bolt and washer. You can see that just cinched it up. There's other ways to do it. You could use a turnbuckle, but this is my simple turnbuckle, and I had a chunk of chain sitting there, so that's just the way to do it, a way. But those are mounted straight into the studs, good long legs. So that's it, and it's sitting on blocks. Typically the company will tell you that you want a minimum of 250 gallons for a tank. This is 120 gallons, so 420 pounds. And I'll tell you what, it'll run the thing for probably about 100 hours. And if we have to have it longer than that, not shutting it off at night. I mean, that's 10 days shutting it off at night, 10 hours a day, just to keep things warm, take showers, cook some food or whatever. Should be good to go. And if the power's off longer than that, we know that the propane company will be able to get out here and put some more propane in the tank for us. So we'll see how that runs. I'll let you know how that turns out. If that runs properly, then we know that the recommended minimum tank size of 250 gallons is not really all that necessary. And if we have a problem with that, there's always the option of spending another $550 on an additional 120 gallon tank and sticking it next to this one. Got room for it here, and manifolding over there to this tank and having them share. But I'm pretty confident that this is going to run plenty long enough for us to endure most power outages that we get in this area here. So there you go. That's an up-to-date view of the generator. I'm getting ready to mount the box on the wall and start wiring the panel. Okay, there's the outside connection to the house. That's the look of the final on the house. Here's the original breaker panel and the connection to the new transfer switch. That's its whip that goes along, and it goes to the box on the wall over there, as you can see. And then that goes straight through the concrete right out to the box connected to the generator. So that's how that's set up. And it seems to function just fine.
You can see the green tag in the corner, and that means we passed inspection with the city.
For the Generac generator, if you want to turn the thing from natural gas to propane, this little knob here, and it comes with a tag that says push a button. There's no button. The whole entire thing has to be pushed at the same time it's turning. You can see it rotate and lifting. You see up above it coming up and out of the spot. So the whole shaft goes up inside there while it's rotating. You can see it come back down while it's rotating. You see that? So be firm and be pushing upwards while you're rotating it. Don't try rotating it with it held down. It needs to be pushed up. Hope that helps. Okay, we got a Group 35 battery in here, Interstate battery, and it barely fits. Had to take the air cover off to get it in there, and it has to have the terminals towards the venting, and that makes that ground pretty short, but there's no way to get it in otherwise. So if you can't find your 26, this is a alternative. So we're starting it up for the first time. We got all our connections hooked up, checked our oil, it's changed over to propane. We're running it on manual. The phone is a lot louder over the phone than that's just the speaker on the phone. It's pretty quiet. Runs pretty smooth. That sounds pretty good. That's what it'll sound like on exercise. That's not a load.